So hello everyone, this is Dr. Jay Mehta here from Mumbai, and in this video we are going to try and understand the concept of laser assisted hatching, its indications and its applications in advanced IVF cases. So first let me tell you one thing. Laser assisted hatching is not something which is going to add 10% to your success rates. That is something which is very important for everyone, every viewer and every patient to understand. It's also very important to understand that it's been proven that laser assisted hatching may or may not be beneficial in all the cases. So, when you are worried about doing laser assisted hatching, one thing you should understand, it's going to be selectively helpful. Alright? In order to understand which cases laser assisted hatching is good, let me give you a simple example. The embryo, once it starts growing, right from the stage of the oocyte, is protected by a layer which is surrounding it like a shell. This shell which surrounds it in 3D is called as the zona pellucida. That is the protective layer of any embryo in the body. Okay. Now, in the nature, like when somebody becomes pregnant naturally, the embryo itself breaks the zona, comes out of the zona and goes and gets attached to the endometrium of the uterus. This is called as attachment and invasion of the endometrial lining by the embryo. For all couples who are conceiving naturally, this process is done by God. This process is done by nature. So why do we need to do this process in assisted reproduction? There are certain specific indications. In assisted reproduction, quite a lot of times, there is something called as vitrification or embryo freezing which is done. Whenever vitrification or embryo freezing is done, it causes this protective shell or zona to become harder than normal. As a result of this, the embryo might not be able to break the shell on its own. As a result of this, in vitrified embryos, laser assisted hatching might be beneficial, especially if the zona is thick. That means if the zona is slightly thicker than normal. In the video which follows from the embryology laboratory, I'll try and show you what is a thick zona and what is a thin zona, so you will understand that concept. It can also benefit those women who have had multiple IVF failures in the past, and it can also benefit women who have very good embryos but have a thick zona in a fresh cycle. That means where the embryo has not been vitrified or the embryo freezing has not been done. There is a very specific technique of doing the laser assisted hatching. It does not mean that when we are doing the hatching, we need to break the entire shell and destroy the entire shell. That's not the concept. The concept is actually to drill very fine holes with the help of a laser. That is important for everyone to understand because it is the laser which is going to cause a heat signal to go through the zona and drill a hole through it. At the end of it, once the embryo expands, the embryo comes out and it may assist in implantation in the cases which I specified. As I said, I'll be showing you this entire thing through the laboratory assisted video as well to give you more clarity, and I want everyone to remember one thing, that it is not something which increases the success rate of implantation in all the cases. That is something very important and a take home point for everyone. Here we are demonstrating a live demonstration for laser assisted hatching. You could see the blastocyst embryo, and this is the shell which I am talking about, that is the zona pellucida. You can see that in red color is the laser which is trying to drill holes inside the blastocyst zona pellucida. Now remember, we do not stabilize the embryo prior to drilling holes. There is a technique where the embryo can be completely stabilized, which is typically used when we are performing a trophectoderm biopsy. We shift on to the other embryo where similar approximately 2 to 3 holes will be drilled with the laser pulse. You can see the red colored laser pulse, and after the laser assisted hatching, the embryo is kept under incubation for the next 2 to 2.5 hours. Typically, this is for approximately 3 hours prior to performing the embryo transfer. You can see after that the embryo is hatched and it has come out. You can see the zona is broken and the trophectoderm cells of the blastocyst have hatched out. Now it are these cells which go and adhere to the endometrium, enhancing the endometrial implantation of the blastocyst in highly selected cases.